Well, y'all, I come out here to get my ladder, and I happen to remember about this tomato. Look at that pretty tomato right there. I meant to harvest it earlier when I was out here, and I forgot it. But look at that. Isn't that a pretty tomato? And I got to harvest my peppers. I got peppers everywhere. And see, eggplant started there. I got green tomatoes still everywhere. But I come out here to get my ladder. I'm going to get my ladder out of the shed. And then I'm going to go around here and I'll put my tomato right there. I'll get it when I come back. But yeah, I got to get the ladder so I can get around there and put up my my tarp that come down. And I thought maybe y'all would like to see. Oh, gotta get the ladder out. Oh. Whew. It's a heavy ladder. Now I'm going to take the ladder around there and I'll have to come back and get the camera. Because I can't carry, I don't think I can carry it all. Maybe I can. Little buddy, what do you think, huh? We got to go fix our shade cloth. Yeah, I ended my live because I knew I had to get out here and do this. We put this ladder propped up here on this gas tank. Whew, if I don't drop it. Let's see what'll work best for the angle. That's probably going to be about the best right there. Oh, Lordy. I don't know where. Oh, I need to get a pole too. Let me go grab one. Put my boots on because I don't want to get ant bit. And I got to get this above the hole up here. Old. It's not working the way I want it to. Get under here. Oh, heck. Come on. Up and over. There we go. Whew. My eggplant will definitely appreciate this. I can't see what y'all are looking at, so I don't know what I'm showing you. And I didn't bring my scissors out here. Come over here and get this loose. I think I'll go through this top if I can. Whew. Now let's see if I can get this to meet over. I've got it put up a little bit higher too. That'll help. Now we got to go here on the other side. Oh. To move the camera, I think the shade cloth is blocking what you can see. Ooh, it's hot, hot, hot out here, y'all. How I'm gonna do this. I'll put this up first, I guess. Thank goodness for tie wraps. Now I don't know how I had the other one up there. Don't know how I'm going to do this. I have to do it a little bit different than it was. Because I don't have a hole up here. I'll just put it through the edge of the border of the shade cloth. I think that'll work. Good gracious, it's hot. Whew. Almost as good as new. I had one person ask me why in the world I wanted it so tall. And it's for the simple reason I wanted it tall enough that I could walk under it. Because I've got so many plants. I've got so many plants in such a small space that if I couldn't walk under the shade cloth, then I can't get to the plants to water or do much of anything else. But I'll take you around here and show you what happened with my strawberry patch. See, that one seems to be fine, but it was fastened on both corners to where it couldn't blow up. And the frame couldn't come up because it had logs on top of it. Here, the frame itself is fastened down with wood chips and stuff, so it couldn't pull up. So it pretty much stayed where it's at. But you know what? It wouldn't hurt to add a few. Look at this. I know that is not no animal turning that over. I know I filled it up last week on my watering day. I come out here yesterday to use the water out of that trash bin, and it was empty. It was bone dry. And even when I use the water out of them, I don't empty them bone dry. I always leave a little bit of water in the bottom. Now that wind could have been so strong it turned that over. I don't know, because there's nothing in it. I've got to fill it up. And I'm thinking that might have what happened, since I mean, that stayed put because it is fastened down. But I'm going to put a couple more pieces on here to fasten it down. I think on the corners, or not the corners, the sides. Well, I don't really need to do that. I think, on second thought, I'm not. It's fastened good enough, I think. But I want to show you my volunteer watermelon vine. Look at there, I got a watermelon. That's a sugar baby. I got a watermelon. And I'll probably have more watermelons on that vine. They're growing up over here toward the water to the this other raised bed. And like I said, that was a volunteer vine that came up from seed in the compost for the strawberry patch right there. Let me see my strawberries in there. They're putting out runners, and I need to break some of my runners off and see if I can get them rooted and started in another bed. But I can get them rooted in a pot first. Whew. I need to put a shade cloth up to these other raised beds, but I'll wait till what's in them dies, and then I'll do something with them. I mean, the wind even blew these totes. Look at this. And see, I got a volunteer tomato plant right there. It's got tomatoes on it, look. Some of them are ripe. But see, this is the one that blew up. Because the tarp is not big enough to cover the whole top. You know, like on both sides. It goes from end to end. But it doesn't cover both sides. So I only really wanted it shaded in the afternoon. From this side over here. So it worked for that. But if you see there, the whole frame comes up real easy because it's not fastened down anyway. So what I need to do is come out here and put some stakes to the frame and fasten them down to where the wind can't blow it up like that. See, because it's shaded in the afternoon on this side from this tree up here. This cedar tree. And it helps it to get the morning sun. But I didn't realize that heavy wind that came through was going to move the top. It just picked the whole top up. So I'll have to get out here and fasten it down somehow. Maybe dig out some of the wood chips and lower the frame and put some rocks down on it and then put the wood chips back up or something. Or put some logs on it. I don't know. I'll think of something, but it's got to be weighted down with something. So the wind can't blow it up like that. Look back there. What do you think, little buddy? What do you think? We had excitement here last night. I was out doing stuff in the garden after dark. My lights would come on. And all of a sudden I heard sirens blaring and Yeah, I can't wait to pick that watermelon. Don't have to get much bigger. But I heard sirens blaring, lights flashing. And see, I got part of the vine coming around this side. And it's got blooms on it. See that? So maybe it'll put out another watermelon. It's trying to go in the strawberry patch. Trying to go up there in the strawberry patch. That right, little buddy, huh? Ain't that right, little buddy? But yeah, it helps tremendously. Oh, no. I don't know. Oh my goodness, look, I got the watermelon vines growing to the inside of the shade cloth. I mean, I've got them growing to the inside of the shade cloth up there in the strawberries. I got to get that down. I don't know what it'll do. I don't think the shade cloth could hold the weight of a watermelon. I really don't. Shorten this tripod and see if I can do something. At least get the watermelon vine off of the shade cloth. I guess it likes it in the shade in there. Whew. See what I'm showing you over here. Now I got to get in there and get that vine down. It's not good for it to grow up on the shade cloth. And it might kill the vine to taking it loose, but I can't have it growing on the shade cloth. I'd rather for it to come around here and grow. God, I got 3 of them coming in there. Can't have watermelon growing in the air. Not up on the shade cloth, because I don't think it would hold the weight of a watermelon. Maybe let it grow around it. I saw one that was coming up over the back on the top, and I got it down. Ain't that right, little buddy? We can't have big watermelons growing over up on the shade cloth. It'd just tear the shade cloth, because I don't think the shade cloth is strong enough to hold it. But at least I got my shade cloth back up. See, I still got tomatoes out here. A few. I got a lot of green ones. And the heat causes the walking onions to die back a little bit. But if you have walking onions, don't worry about it, because they'll come right back. And in the wintertime, they die back just a tiny bit too. You'll think they're dying, but they're not. And as soon as the weather warms up after the winter, they'll spring right back up and look as good as ever. So don't worry about your walking onions if you planted any. Yeah, see, I did get that back up. It helps shade my eggplant. I got another shade cloth I need to put up, but I don't know where to put it. I'll figure it out. But yeah, I thought y'all might like to come see what I was talking about earlier. And I got to get this pole. Take that back around there with me. I got it in front of the camera. Look at little buddy. He's following me everywhere. I guess I could have come out here live with everything, but oh, I didn't know how much running back and forth I was going to have to do. And I don't like to be off camera in a live for very long. So, yeah, let me get this back in the shed. I'll get the tripod lowered again. Y'all, it is so hot. It is so hot here in Texas, it's ridiculous. I mean, I don't know if you can see, my arms are wet. I mean, they're completely wet. And look at my face. I'm dripping in water and sweat. That's how hot it is. No longer than I've been out here, y'all. But that's why my shed needs cleaning badly. Oh, I got to get out of the sun. Oh. Yeah, I'm going to have to replace some of my poles pretty soon. Look at that. See how they're bent over from the wind? Probably next year when I redo the shade cloth and stuff, I'll replace that bent over pole. So far it's been holding up though. Whew. And there's Lucky. Lucky and little buddy. Yeah, there's Lucky and little buddy. And I'm walking all into this tripod. Look at him. He thinks he's big. He scratches on that rug. Up there laying down. Up there laying down. Yes, he is. He's up there laying down. But I moved my planter over here, and look how my coleus started growing. I've already broke it off. It was twice that tall, and I broke it off and put part of it in this planter over here. I broke the tops of like 3 or 4 pieces, put it over here, and I think it's getting too much sun here. I may have to move it back a little bit. Yeah, since I moved it up here and broke some of the coleus off and pulled some of it out because it was so close, so thick. Look how thick those stalks are. And it's already put out new growth where I broke it off. Look at that. So that's one thing about coleus. If you get a plant of it, just one plant, you can make a ton of plants from that one plant to spread around your yard. And those came up from seed, you know, right in that second tray right there. So I got 2 trays of them here, and then that pot over there. Oh, I see another tomato. Let me grab that tomato while I'm here. Look, that's a pretty tomato. That's a perfect little tomato. But I got a piece of coleus that I stuck down here too. And look how tall it's gotten right there. And it's just in a can. And I got another piece of it over there. So I've got quite a few plants from just those few plants that came up from seed so far. Well, y'all, I'm dying. Dying out here. I mean, I am dripping sweat. My neck's wet. It's dripping off my nose. My eyebrows are gone. I got to get in the house, y'all, and cool off. So, I hope you enjoyed this. I just wanted to show you that I wasn't telling you a fib about my shade cloth coming down. I had to get out here and fix it back up or my plants would die tomorrow from the sun. So, please like, share, and subscribe to my videos, and I'll see you on the next one. Love y'all. Bye now.